Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, and in today's video we're going to be talking about a fragrance from the house of Hermes. So on today's video we have, as you have seen from the title clearly, if you have not, then I'm not sure what you're clicking on, but thank you for viewing the video. That really means a lot to me. But we do have a fragrance that is a cologne from the house of Hermes. This is part of their colognes range. They do have quite a few different types of fragrances. They have their mainstream ones, which are going to be Terre d'Hermes, Twilly, those. And these are going to be a little bit more upper scale, if you will. They're not super expensive, as they're, very expensive line, but they do retail for a little bit higher than what other fragrances do for a cologne, essentially. So this is what the packaging looks like. The one we have here today is Eau de basilic pourpre. I probably butchered that, and I'm sorry if I did, but this is what the packaging looks like. So just so you do know, obviously this is in cellophane when you first do purchase it. It does say the name of the fragrance there, and this is a sleeve that you can take off. There's some information and the barcode on this. And then if you take this out, you can actually keep the box. It's very nice. It's the traditional Hermes color of orange or yellow, whatever people call it. I think it's orange, but it does say Hermes on here. And it says Colognes Hermes up there. Once you open up the packaging, you do get your fragrance bottle in here, and it is a green one for this one. This is what the fragrance looks like. So it is very minimal. It's not super expensive. I'm not going to say that Hermes has really went above and beyond on making this a very luxury experience, but it's simplistic, it's timeless, it's been around for quite some time. I do wish that they would upgrade these. These are very light, there's no weight to them, they're kind of cheap looking to me, the lids, but it does say Cologne Hermes in there. And the sprayer itself is, it is what it is. It's nothing to marvel about. It's not, going to be a wafty Dior sprayer or a Louis Vuitton one, but it's going to get the job done. It's not sloppy. It doesn't spurts out in big chunks. It's going to be very durable, but it's not going to be as luxurious as like a Chanel or a Dior one. So with this range, I have been pleasantly surprised. I will say that it's probably one of the ones that I was like, I do like colognes, and I was thinking to myself, I'm gonna like the fragrances, but at the same time, I was also, kind of contemplating maybe not liking them at all, because I'm like, colognes can kind of blend in and kind of all smell the same. Hermes has really done something very unique here, that each one of the ones that you get has the DNA of Hermes. It has that like grassy type of greeny type of vibe to it that is known in Hermes, but it also has a very nice supple quality to it, and each one of them has its own unique creation to it. The perfumer for this is Christian Nagal, and this is a 2022 release, so it's fairly, new. It's not super new at this point, but it has been around for not that long, and it is an eau de cologne fragrance, which is going to be less likely to last you more than 2 hours. These are not meant to last you all that long. That's what their purpose is. These are more fragrances that you would probably buy if you're not committal or non-committal to your fragrances. So if you want to wear it and, you want to switch it up, 2 hours down the road, then I would certainly say that this is probably a fragrance for you. Now, they are a little bit expensive at 142 US dollars for a 3.4 or 100 ml size bottle. And that is pretty pricey. It's not super cheap either, and you do go through them very quickly. Testing this one itself, you can see I have made a dent in it already, but it is what it is. I do like it. I do like the color of this as well. It's like a very pretty vibrant green, like an emerald green, and very nice. I want to collect all of these because I think that they would look very fantastic in the background of a video, or if I do a new setup to put them back here, but besides the point. So the name basilic is because this fragrance does have basil in it. It also contains bergamot spices, geranium, and patchouli, which is a very different kind of vibe for this fragrance. Patchouli in a cologne it's not all that common anymore. I'm sure at one point it was, but at this point, they typically don't have patchouli. They usually have like a deeper woody element to it and a floral touch. This one has a floral touch, but the patchouli gives it the very nice, raw, earthy elements to the fragrance, making it very unique, making it very different. And you do get that nice geranium. If you've ever smelt a fresh geranium, they don't have a floral scent. They have more of a greeny type of plant smell to them. And that's what you're getting in this fragrance. You are getting the basil. With my entire experience in fragrance, I can tell you I have only seen a couple of fragrances do basil, but it's obviously a fragrance note that really, really works. If you do it right, then it's certainly going to make your fragrance a very unique creation. It gives it a sweetness that's very unique to basil itself, but it also gives it that green element. It's a very hard thing to do with any other type of note itself. But basil does it really well, and it's done extremely well in this. It's going to be very prevalent. It's going to be, the star of the show, obviously, based on the name. You do get bergamot in this one because it's obviously a cologne. You do get spices in this because they want to balance out those two lighter notes. And like I said, the geranium gives it that green quality, and then the patchouli kicks in and gives it that earthy vibe to it, which is going to make it a very wet earth type of smell. Now, I will say that I'm reviewing this during the autumn or fall season, and it's not going to be one for that time period. If you're going to an office, and I would certainly say that this is probably a good fragrance for you, I would say that any cologne from Hermes is probably a good office fragrance because they're light enough where they're not going to choke someone out. If there's someone allergic in your area, then you're not going to choke them out or make them have a reaction because they do wear very close to the skin. They wear very lightly, but as you walk down that hallway, you leave a beautiful trail, and it's just a fantastic range. Now, the reason for the name pourpre basilic or basilic pourpre is because it also contains purple basil in here, which is a little bit harder to find. I don't think I've ever seen purple basil, but I'm sure it's a very more refined, more different type of smelling plant than the regular green basil we're all used to seeing. It is a very aromatic type of note itself. It's very luxurious in this fragrance, and it gives it that, I don't know, this fragrance when you first spray it, I will say that you kind of get this licorice vibe out of it. It kind of smells very clean. It smells very basil-y, but it also has, like I said, that earthy element because of the patchouli and the spices. Then the geranium is kind of like a background note. It kind of combines everything together, sort of like how amber would in a fragrance. But this fragrance kind of has a little licorice type of vibe to it. And I think it's that purple basil because you get it in here, but it dissipates. It's a sweeter element to it. It's kind of like sweet and playful, but sweet and naughty, if you will, which makes it refreshing yet invigorating, which makes this fragrance very unique. Like I said, I am very surprised that I haven't heard more of this actual cologne because it is a good one. I do like it myself. I will wear this one. I will say that out of all of the ones that I've gotten, I think the first one was a little bit more of a disappointment. Now, is this fragrance approved by me? I say yes. I say that the cologne itself is very unique. It's very different. If you're looking for something a little bit similar, you can definitely try the Mugler. I think it's called Aromatic Mystic Aromatic by Mugler, which is part of their Liz Exceptions collection. You can find it fairly cheap. Or you can also find these pretty cheap on, resellers or on discounter sites as well. They tend to fall in those, like Fragrance Net or Fragrance X or Joma Shop. They fall in those discounter shops fairly frequently. I don't know if it's just because Hermes as a brand doesn't have a big standing when it comes to the actual fragrance market. And I think that's because maybe they don't go to every single department store and sell like an Armani would or like a Dior or a Chanel. So that is today's video, guys. What do you guys think of this fragrance line? What do you think of this fragrance? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Like I said, if you do like it, definitely keep into consideration that it's not going to be a long-lasting scent. You're going to get anywhere from 2 to 3 hours if you're lucky with this fragrance. They also do make larger sizes with certain versions of these colognes. This one is the ones that I do not see that they actually make it for, but maybe Hermes does make it bigger and you have to go to their boutique to buy. Who knows? Definitely let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Also, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more fragrance-related content. And I hope to see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.